Hey guys, Josh Thomas here, host of WeFolder.com. Welcome to a special 3-part video feature that we're going to be running on the website, where we're going to be pimping out some Rabbids in Rabbids Go Home through the customization feature. We're going to check out 3 ways to customize Rabbids in this video. Be sure to check out the other 2 for even more. Let's jump into it. Alright, let's start off kind of simple by making a cow. I'm going to make an all-white cow. You can make a brown or a white one. We're just going to go with the traditional white. I'm going to move in and start messing around with his eyes. I'm going to make his eyes as small as they will go. I'm also going to shrink his ears, not all the way, but almost all the way. Okay, now we're going to move in and I'm going to position his eyes a little bit further out. And then I'm going to, of course, bring his ears down a little bit as well. Just kind of adjusted it a little bit. I'm going to jump into the tattoos and we're going to start painting on him. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make around his mouth. Cows kind of have a darker brown area. Actually, it's kind of a light brown area, but that's sort of their nose. Next, we're going to give him some nostrils. Try to put them high up so that when the rabbit smiles, it doesn't stretch him too much. I'm going to make his eyes, his eyelids black as well. I'm going to move in. We'll give him some hooves. I guess those are kind of hooves, or his feet. We'll make those like a gray color. Alright, looking pretty good. Next what I'm going to do is I'm going to color some pink on his ears, which isn't too hard. Just kind of put some there, and then some on his left ear as well. Now, using the pink, obviously if we're making a cow, he has to have udders, so we'll kind of draw a belly here. Then I'm going to go in and grab a darker pink color, and I'm not sure how many udders a cow actually has, so we'll just make 6, 3 on each side. We'll give a little bit, we'll put a little bit of detail into them. A little highlight right there. So that's looking pretty good. I mean, obviously, if you're making a cow, you have to have udders. It kind of instantly makes them recognizable as a cow. Now I'm going to move on. Another thing, obviously, that cows have are spots. So I'm just going to go around and randomly put some spots in. Some bigger than others. Generally, I think, though, you don't want to get too small with the spots because they'll start to look like a Dalmatian. But and you don't want to put too many. So it's just really about messing around and trying to find out what the sweet spot would be for as many as you want to use. And obviously you want to get some on the arms and the legs, but I think that's probably about good for now. Next what we're going to do is we're going to make a little tail. Obviously cows have a tail. We can't make a 3D tail, but we can just kind of make one like this. I'm turning the paintbrush upside down, and then we'll give him a little hair on the top as well. I'm not sure if cows actually have hair, but yeah, we're making a cartoon cow. So there you go, he's all done. Now let's get kind of crazy and make an alien. So I'm going to go with kind of a standard yellowish green color. And now I'm going to move in, and we got to give him a spacesuit, obviously. We're not going to make some creepy nude alien. So I just picked a shade of gray, a lighter shade of gray for his gloves, and then a dark shade of gray for his boots. And so I think that's pretty much good for now. We got the basic colors down. I'm going to jump into the tools, and we're going to start messing with him. I'm going to pop one of his eyes with the pump. I'm going to move his existing eye to the middle of his face, and then also move his ears down to the side. But what I want to do now is make that eye a little bit bigger, to right about there. So I think that's pretty good for now. We're done with the tools. We're going to jump back in and start painting. The first thing I want to do is just add a little bit of slimy detail around his mouth with a lighter shade of green, and then another lighter shade of green inside of that. There we go. That looks pretty good. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to move on and put eyes on our alien's ears. So I'm going to take a white color and then a black color, just a little bit smaller. Then we're going to move in and grab a blue color. I'm trying to match his pupil in his actual 3D eye with these eyes on the side. And so one more piece of black. And then we're just going to add a little white highlight to make it look, make it pop a little bit more and not make it look so lifeless. So there you go. That's a pretty unique way of doing an alien. Actually giving him 3 eyes and painting him on his ears. Now I'm just going to add some detail to his spacesuit using some of the tattoos. He's kind of got a zipper thing and then this little signal on his belly button. We're going to move on to the back. I'm going to use this. This kind of looks like a TV signal thing. You know, like when the TV goes fuzzy. We'll put a little circle in the middle. Maybe this will be kind of like his planet's symbol or something. I have no idea. Make backstories to your rabbits when you're creating them. And then I put a moon in the middle. You can use a star, a moon, whatever. Now I'm going to add some rings on the sides of his legs, a big one and a small one, using a darker shade of gray. Do the same on the other side. And now, once again, to make it pop and make it look a little bit more detailed, we'll add some highlight. Kind of makes it look more 3D, gives it a better look than just making one color. I'm also going to jump in and give his gloves a little bit of shine with a lighter shade of gray. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. And then one final thing you obviously have to do with a space creature or an alien is add some bumpiness to his skin, maybe some warts. I'm just using a darker shade of green right now. You know, when you have all the time in the world, you could go through and make this look as good as you want with bigger bumps and smaller ones. I'm also adding some highlight with a lighter shade of green. I think that really makes it look much better and, you know, makes it pop more. But I think that's overall a good alien. You know, it's a unique way of doing it by putting eyes on his ears. Finally, we're going to make a painter rabbid. In other words, a rabbid that looks like he's been doing a lot of painting and he got really messy. So I'm going to give him a basic skin tone of a medium gray shade, color his pants white, and now we're going to actually give him overalls. So we're going to go around and make it a little bit higher. Generally, when I think of somebody who's painting, you kind of think of the guy in white overalls. So we're going to give him some straps just by using the basic line paintbrush. I think this is the medium thickness. And then on the back, you want to make kind of a V shape, or an X, in other words. We're going to add a little bit more detail. I'm going to grab the half circle paintbrush, make it a gray shade, and turn the Wii Remote upside down, just like this. And now we'll make a slightly smaller shape of white, and put that in between there. We'll add some buttons just for some extra detail. And that's looking pretty good. I'm going to jump in the back now and fix this up a little bit by making a triangle just underneath there. Kind of bring them together. Alright, looking pretty good. We're going to give him some boots now. I'm going to pick a brown color. Just color it in here. And then for a little bit more detail, we'll make his soles kind of a lighter shade of brown as well. They almost look kind of like Mario's shoes, I guess. Alright, so that's pretty good. Now we get to have some real fun by picking a color, and then I'm going to be using the blob paintbrush and just going all over the character and making some blobs of paint. I think it's generally a good idea to stick to about 4 different colors. So I'm going to add some yellow. Be sure to put it on his ears. And I also colored his eyelid. You'll see there I colored his eyelid the yellow color. It makes it, you know, a little bit more detailed. So just go around and have some fun making him all nice and messy. I'll put some blue ones. You want to be sure to shrink the blobs as well as turn your Wii Remote as you're doing it so they don't all look the same. Alright, so now that's almost done, but we're going to add some more detail by grabbing the spray paint and just kind of adding a little spray paint around the blobs. So obviously you want to make it the same color as that ink blotch. So this just makes it look a little bit less natural. It makes it look like you didn't just put the little, the paintbrush in there. So it's pretty easy to do this one, and it's a lot of fun. I think it makes a pretty good look. This is probably the way a rabbit would look if he were painting. Now, of course, there's an accessory that you can use. So we're going to jump into that and put the paint can on his head. And now I can tell that's kind of messing with his ears. His ears are inside the paint can, so we'll just move his ears a little bit. And there you go.